India, and the second subpart being Coorg, all right? Now, by now, you must have made an intelligent guess that this chapter mainly is about knowing a place, all right? It does not hold many uh, plots or twists, all right, or themes. It is generally information about a particular place, all right, about different states in India. And yesterday we talked about yesterday we talked about Goa, a baker from Goa, and today we move on to Coorg, all right. Coorg is a coffee country famous for its rainforest and spices. So yesterday we talked about the Portuguese influence in a village in Goa, and today we move on to another state, Coorg, which is famous for its coffee and for its rainforest and spices as well, right? So we read along the chapter. Midway between Mysore and the coastal town of Mangalore sits a piece of heaven that must have drifted from the kingdom of God. This land of rolling hills is inhabited by a proud race of martial men, beautiful women, and wild creatures. Coorg or Kodagu, the smallest district of Karnataka, is home to evergreen rainforest, spices, and coffee plantations. Evergreen rainforest cover 30% of its districts. During the monsoon, it pours enough to keep many visitors away. The season of joy commences from September and continues till March. The weather is perfect with some showers thrown in for good measure. So the chapter begins with the location of the place we are reading about, that is Coorg, which sits midway between Mysore and Mangalore. And then it talks about how this place must have drifted from the kingdom of God due to its scenic natural beauty. And then it talks about its evergreen forests, its coffee plantation for which it is known for, and about the tourist season that it has, that is mainly from September till March, because tourists tend to stay away during the monsoons, which is more or less the same case in our state as well, all right? During the monsoons, we have road blockages, we have problems such as landslides and all. And so even for us, the main tourist season is from September to March, all right? So moving on. Coffee estates and colonial bungalows stand tucked under tree canopies in prime corners. So even Coorg has influences or has colonial influence, wherein the British had colonized there as well, and the proof stands in structures such as colonial bungalows which are there in all the prime locations. The fiercely independent people of Coorg are possibly of Greek or Arabic descent. As one story goes, a part of Alexander's army moved south along the coast and settled here when return became impractical. These people married amongst the locals, and their culture is apparent in the martial traditions, marriage, and religious rites, which are distinct from the Hindu mainstream. The theory of Arab origin draws support from the long black coat with an embroidered waist belt worn by the Kodavus, known as kupiya. It resembles the kafia worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. So the people out here, they are mainly a mixed race, all right? During the time when Alexander had a dream of conquering the world and he was moving from country to country, he had visited this place as well. And when return was impossible for some of his men, all right, some of the people who were serving under his army, they settled at this place and they married locals, all right? And that is why the narrator talks about the people of Coorg having Greek or Arabic descent. And not just that, not just through history, all right, but even through the clothes that they wear. And the traditions that they follow and the customs that they have and the rites that they have during marriages and other festival, it does not resemble the Hindu traditions. All right, they have their own thing going on out there, and not only just the traditions, but even the clothes that they wear. All right, like for example, it says here a long black coat with an embroidered waist belt. All right, worn by the Kodavus, known as kupia. It resembles the kafia worn by the Arabs and the Kurds. So even the traditional costume that they wear, it is highly influenced by the Arabic costumes or the attire worn by the Kurds. Coorgi home have a tradition of hospitality, and they are more than willing to recount numerous tales of valor related to their sons and fathers. The Coorg regiment is one of the most decorated in the Indian army, and the first chief of the Indian army, General Cariappa, was a Coorgi. Even now, Kodavus are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without a license. So the people of Coorg, they are known for their valor, right? They are known for their courage and they are known for their bravery. And time and again, they have proved their courage in desperate times as well. In fact, the most decorated Indian Army general named General Cariappa was a Coorgi. And what sets these people aside from the rest of India is the fact that Coorgi people, or like the ones that they belong to this particular tribe of Coorg, they are the only ones who are permitted to carry a firearm without a license. So firearm would be anything which requires a license, maybe a gun, a rifle, all right, maybe it is in the tradition, like the Sikhs. They carry a small sort of a knife with them, which is a part of their traditional costume. It is known as a kirpan, I believe, all right, as the belt laga hunsa, and they have a small sword, and that they are allowed by law. Now you and me, all right, us, we cannot have a blade, all right? We cannot carry a knife and walk about town. We cannot carry a gun and walk about town. There are rules and laws against it. But the people of Coorg are the only ones in all of India that are allowed to carry firearms without even having a license. The river Kaveri obtains its waters from the hills and forest of Coorg. Mahasir, a large freshwater fish, abound in these waters. Kingfishers dive for their catch, while squirrels and langurs drop partially eaten fruit for the mischief of enjoying the splash and the ripple effect in the clear water. Elephants enjoy being bathed and scrubbed in the river by the mahouts. So they live in very close harmony with nature, it seems, all right? We talk about the variety of animals that they have running about, all right, in clear sight. They talk about monkeys, they talk about kingfishers, they talk about squirrels, they talk about langurs. They even go on to talk about how elephants are cleaned, they are given a bath, all right, they are scrubbed by the mahouts. Now, who is a mahout? A mahout is a person who is in charge of an elephant, all right? If you have seen elephants anywhere or in a movie as well, an elephant will always have someone to take care of him, all right? Someone who is riding on its head, someone who is giving him a bath, someone who is cleaning the elephant, someone who is walking the elephant. That person is known as the mahout. The most laid back individuals become converts to the life of high energy adventure with river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, and mountain biking. Numerous walking trails in this region are a favorite with trekkers. So it even has something for the adventure enthusiast, someone who feeds on adventure, someone who is into river rafting, canoe.